Well, I think our life partners will be robots.
Neil.
Yeah, Neil. So I can just reprogram Neil and go, geez, I'm really into sex at the moment, Neil.
Me.
That's the prompt.
Yeah.
That's the prompt that I have to type into Neil.
I farted in a lift with the CEO. I'd already made direct eye contact with her.
Oh, my God.
She said, well, good morning. I said nothing. Just got off on the wrong floor and waited 5 minutes to avoid her.
Well, good morning. Can we be real bags?
Got any chapstick on you?
No, I don't. I should have bought you some, I still say paw ointments. The best.
Yeah, the Red Gear.
The Red Gear,
The Red Gear is really good high quality stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and in winter
It's expensive though, isn't it?
Is it?
Don't you think?
I've never noticed. I mean, it lasts forever.
It does, but if you... Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't remember how much I paid for it because I probably bought...
So you're doing girl math on that?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Right. See, I always see like those little sticks and you can get them at the BPs and stuff. They're always like $2 and I think that's a reasonable price for a thing that I just want to whack on.
Yeah, but then you wind it up and it like falls out or it just you got that hole in it straight away.
As a guy, you're only using it for maybe this period of the year where it's winter and you've got the dry and you get through the month or two and then you're back off and you're all good.
Paw ointment I've had for like 3 years.
Yeah. Does it last that long?
Yeah. Yeah, it lasts forever.
Are you doing a lot of girl math?
Yeah, I probably do. Yeah.
What's the last thing you did girl math on?
Is it girl math? I don't know. Or is it I'm just bad with money that I just will go, I'll just buy one of those. Or, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think I waste a lot of money because I can't be bothered. I'm impatient. Is it girl math to get my groceries delivered by Uber Eats all the time because they'll carry the kitty litter and I think it's a bit heavy. I don't want to carry it myself. What are you using that time for? Right, this is where it could be girl math because what are you using that time for? That I'm not curing cancer in that time, let's be honest. I'm not using that time to do anything. Mate, I have time to go to Coles. But it's a service these days. Why the fuck wouldn't you use it? That's where I'm at. You know what? I've been busy lately, right? And my wife said to me, hey, I did the shopping the other day and it's really hard to do the shopping and not have you help me with the bags, right? It is. And my response was, why don't you just get them to deliver it? Yeah, exactly. Because that's a service now. I'm busy, right? Yeah. So I can't provide those strong arms that I've got. My strong arm services I don't know if you've noticed these little chicken wings, but they're like... No, but it's sweet that she thinks you'd be helpful. That's sweet. Yeah. But just use the service now. Use the service, it's around. Girl. You don't need me to be the man also, of the house. She does love a man of a house, though. And I don't know if I'm the guy. She does. Well, yeah, that remains to be seen. But she does love a man about the house. I'm thinking, well, what are you carrying in these bags? Does she cook properly? Because I don't. She's an amazing cook. Yeah, she's a beautiful cook. See, I don't. So I think when you're cooking, you want to actually go to the shop and see the ingredients. You want to choose your tomatoes, choose your stuff. She's a good cook. I'm a really shit cook. I cooked breakfast the other day and she came out and she was having a shower. She came out of the shower and said to me, "How do you just fuck everything up?" Right now, yeah, I love how direct she is. Oh, how do you? Just I thought I did a pretty good job. I was actually I was placing everything out on the plates and doing the bacon, doing the eggs. I don't. Okay, maybe you tell me this. What didn't you? I did the bacon first. Yeah. And then cooked the eggs. Now, have I fucked that up in some kind of order? I cooked them at the same time, but it wasn't a big enough pan, so I had to do. And I wanted to get all the bacon done hot, right? But how does it stay hot while you're doing? Well, I don't know that. You mean it doesn't? Well, no, it was warm. That's okay. That's an issue, right? But how would you? You could chuck it in the oven. You could keep it on. Yeah, I could have done that. Yeah. Tin foil over the top in the oven. Yeah. Well, the way that I solved it was I just put it in the microwave for 10 seconds. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's a problem. Is that a problem? That's a fuck up. How is that a fuck up? That's what the service is for. The microwave is there to do that job. No, don't you? And you need another frying pan. This is the other issue. So. Well, no, the other one had the spaghetti bolognese in the fridge in it. In the frying pan? Just in the fridge, mate. Because we cook it. Yeah, we cook it in there. Put it all. Don't you do that? I'll put it in Tupperware. Put it in the fridge. No, so we'll cook the meat. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Cook the pasta. Yeah. Pour it all in together, stir it all up, right? Okay. So that the pasta and the meat is all all together. Yes. So it's not like, how people sometimes put the meat just on top of the pasta. I do that. I don't like that. Because then when you reheat it, the pasta's going to end up very overcooked. Isn't it going to go really soggy? Yeah, this could be a thing. But we usually with the reheated situation, we're just doing that in the microwave for 30 seconds, just giving it a bit of warmth and then eating it again. I'll eat 30 seconds? What?
It takes me 3 minutes. It's going to take you 3 minutes, I think, to heat up a bolognese, even with a stir.
Really?
Yeah, my word.
How hot do you want it, though?
Out of the fridge.
I don't like things really hot, though. I like things just eatable, not like where I'm going,
I guess I must
microwaves go nuts on food, I find.
They do?
I don't find
Louis nearly blew up the microwave the other day. What did he put in there? This is a classic case of my parenting. I don't crack the shits.
Right.
I don't, I was pretty proud of myself, actually, because I remember when I was a kid, I blew up the microwave. I forgot that you can't put metal in it.
Yeah.
And I had made some popcorn, about Louis' age, made popcorn on the stove because it wasn't microwavable at that time. It's right, stretch your legs. And it hadn't all popped. And I just thought, I'll just chuck it in the microwave for a minute and that'll pop the bits in the bottom. Sparks, New Year's Eve on Sydney Harbour. Yeah. And then like this, poof, like this kind of flame.
And everything's out.
Right, everything was out.
And did your power go out as well?
Yeah, and Mum and I were crying, hysterical. This is how poor we were, mate. And she made me ring my dad. And he was at work. Oh, my God. It was such... And he was actually unbelievably great about it. I think he was shocked that she and I were hysterical about the microwave. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So Louis the other day put something in foil and sparks, and he came in and told me, and I was like, oh, don't worry, you know.
We all do it.
Yeah. You can get one from Anco for $20. They're good people. So, like, don't worry. Anyway,
$20.
Still going.
Would you trust that one?
Yeah. Anyway, it's still going. Turns out it didn't even blow up. We're still using it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was very proud of myself the way I handled that. I was like, okay, well, obviously you'll never do that again. He was like, no, done, parented. Yeah, I don't know how we got onto that, but
Cooking at home.
Cooking at home.
Spaghetti bolognese.
I think when you want to see, I'm just like, just bring us some mince. I'm on the app. Chuck in some mince, some dolmio, some spaghetti, and then they'll send me a message going, "There's no spaghetti. How about penne?" I go, "Sure, whatever." There's no mince. How about the bigger packet of mince? Yep.
Sure. Yeah. How much is the fee? Like, how is it a percentage of your grocery bill, or is it a set fee that you're paying? Because I haven't used Uber before.
This is bad. I don't know.
You just do it?
I just do it. I think it's $15.
See, that's not too. I don't think that's too bad.
I don't think
that's unreasonable. Like $15 to pay someone to drive your food there,
right? Someone else to do the shopping at Coles.
That's a reasonable fee,
right? And as I say, heavy things.
But also in tough times, that's a fee you could cut out.
It is a fee you can cut out.
That's a luxury, right?
Yes, but I'm going to play the single mum card and go, look, I'm the only one there, and I don't have your strong arms to help me, and so. And if I'm buying, I need kitty litter, I need washing powder, I need 3 litres of milk. I mean, this is becoming a heavy shop.
Yeah, get a $15 guy to get around there.
Yeah. Bring it to the door, please, sir. Great, fantastic. 5 stars. Yeah, so I can understand why Yulia would want to shop, but I couldn't give a fuck.
Well, we used to do it together all the time. We used to do food shopping together. I don't know why that was a thing that we enjoyed. Is that sweet? I don't know. We just enjoyed walking around.
It is a couple thing. Yeah.
Is it a couple thing?
Yeah, I think young couples oftentimes enjoy food shopping together, planning meals, who's going to cook what. Oh, can you make that thing you make? Yeah, okay.
But we don't really do that in our relationship. If we were walking around, so I'm the trolley pusher, right?
Great.
And she's walking around doing all the bits and pieces, getting all of. I'm usually just scrolling my phone, looking at things like whatever, right? Just
so
pushing.
You really are just the strong arms.
I'm just the strong arms.
That's cute.
But then she asks me what I want, right? This is how our relationship works. She asks me, "What do you feel like for dinner this week?" And I'll go, tacos, spaghetti bolognese. I'll just say all the things that I would love.
Yep.
And she'll go, "No, we need salmon." And I'm like, well, why ask me then? Like, why ask me what we're going to have for dinner? I can't say anything without you just... But we do the same routine. Because the only food that I ever want is tacos.
I noticed. Or spaghetti bolognese.
Or spaghetti bolognese. Yeah. I love those 2 meals.
I've noticed, yeah.
Salmon, and I get it, salmon and veggies...
Very healthy.
...is a very healthy meal to have. But if you're going to ask me what I want, I'm never going to say those 2 things together.
Do you get one of your favourites a week?
No, mate.
Really?
Oh, no. So on Saturday nights, I cook tacos now. That's
Saturday
my night.
Night tacos.
That's my night.
Brilliant.
Saturday night tacos.
Okay. She liked the tacos?
I think she likes the fact that I'll do them.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So,
I mean, you could make her salmon tacos. I don't know if that helps.
Who would want that?
Not me, but, you know, I'm not...
Are you a salmon eater?
Yeah.
Like, I understand the idea of health.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
I love salmon.
So you like being healthy?
Yeah, I mean, no, I just love that. I just love it. I just think it's tasty.
I mean,
beautiful.
I love the crispy skin.
Crispy skin.
What about when you don't cook it properly and it's red inside still?
No, that's fine with me.
It's like you're having sashimi.
I don't mind a bit of that. I don't mind raw salmon. I hate smoked salmon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know it's weird. Everyone loves it, but I don't like it. Can't stand it. So, look, I could eat with Julia for sure. I reckon I could eat.
Just healthy all the time. She's so healthy.
Yeah. If someone else is making it.
No.
I just haven't got you know what I'm eating a lot of at the moment? This is where I'm at. I'm eating these like snack size things you get. They're not even in the fridge. They sit on the shelf and yet they have tuna in them. And I know canned tuna is on the shelf as well, but I never understand that. And it's like brown rice, lentils and tuna, and it's just in this plastic. And I'm just living on those. And I often add another little tin of tuna because I want to eat healthy, but I just don't have the energy to cook anything. And the kids won't eat anything. You know, Louis won't eat anything we eat. And it's just drama. So that's what I'm living on.
Do you know what I love when there's no food?
What?
We've got a BP across the road, right?
Pie?
Just a fucking sausage roll or a pie.
Sausage roll. Sausage roll.
Yeah, I couldn't love it more when we've got no food in the fridge.
I know.
Because I just get great excuse to walk across to the BP.
Servo pie.
A servo pie. And just be like, I came home tonight late. I'll just have a servo pie.
Yeah, servo pie.
But how dangerous is it when you live near like a BP or a 7-Eleven or something like that?
Yeah.
You start smashing peanut M&Ms every night.
Yeah. We lived near a servo years and years ago when I was with my husband. We were first together, and this is how early it was in our relationship. He would go to the servo every night and buy me treats. I mean...
Beautiful.
He couldn't be fucked doing anything for me. Not much after that. But at that stage, he'd go down and get me a donut. You know, after we'd had a session, he'd go down in the middle of the night, get donuts,
It's been sitting there
milk.
for 5 weeks.
Yeah, but I love those when they're a bit stiff. They're quite meaty.
Like a poo from bloody The Simpsons where you just always had the sausages with the hair on them.
I love an old donut. I really do. Just got a real bite to it. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yum.
Good times.
Yep.
All right. Well, if you've got a secret you want to share it on the podcast, all you have to do is go to the link in the bio, or you can write them into us as well. Our first written secret. A few months ago, I got a letter from the council saying someone had anonymously complained about our overgrown grass.
Dibber dobbers.
I know, it was the woman next door. She's always peeking through the blinds and once left a note in my mailbox about my bins being visibly unpleasant.
Yep, that's her.
So now I set my alarm every Saturday, start the mower at 6:05 a.m. sharp, and edge the grass so aggressively the clippings land on her driveway. I wave at her and she glares at me through the curtains.
Aggressive edging. Okay. I love it. And look, if it wasn't the lady next door to you, it might have been the lady next door to me, because I'm sure she dobbed me into the council for something.
What is it about these dibber dobbers? Why don't you walk around to the door and say, I find the grass a bit overgrown. Do you mind mowing it? Or would you like to take it in turns?
You know, I think it's a low act. You know that.
To dob. Yeah, just direct. Talk to the person.
Yeah. And also just mind your own fucking business and get on with your own life. How's that grab you? This lady, I know, because I didn't know, for ages, it makes you paranoid. That's the worst bit about it is you look at everyone in your street. You're just like, who did it? It's a horrible feeling. And then one day, not long ago, I was putting my bins out. At the same time, she was putting her bins out, and we were this far apart. And I went to say hi, and she went, and I thought, it's you.
So she wanted you to know.
I think so. She wanted me to know that she doesn't like me and doesn't approve of me. And her garden's pristine, and I don't have a garden. I have my garden
You're
mowed.
concrete.
Yeah, exactly. And I have the lawn mowed by a bloke every 3 weeks and all that. So it's not that. But what is with people? It's like, just live your life, love. Get out and, weed your bloody nature strip. Don't worry about what I'm doing in here. It's nothing to do with you.
Yeah. But you're in a house, and it's interesting. People get territorial over other people's houses. But when you're in you're in a unit block,
yeah,
that's when you really feel like someone just decided this whole unit block is theirs.
Oh, fully.
And it's like,
There's always one lady who's lived there for ages who's appointed herself the boss
to all
of the
12 units.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's like, when did that happen?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, we had one. Oh, yeah, I can still visualise all of them. And a bloke who lived downstairs from us for a while, and I had a Volkswagen Beetle, so they're very noisy cars. And I was working shift work in brothels on reception. And so I would come up and have to park under his flat at like 5 in the morning when I'd finished a shift. He would go down and let down my tyres.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hectic.
Yep. And it got to the point where I would get home, go upstairs, have a shower, get into bed, and I could then hear his door open, shut, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop down the stairs. Clip, clop, clip,
let
clop,
your tyres
clip,
down.
Yeah. And I'd go down in the morning and my tyres are down.
Wow.
Yeah. So, oh, God. People, we've discussed this before, just live and let live, guys. As I discussed, my neighbour John has got roosters, cockatoos and a leaf blower. Yeah, it's not great, but I love him. He's a lovely guy and I know I can knock on his door.
And you're a bloody podcaster.
Exactly. So many's the time I have to say to Matthew in particular, John's out with the leaf blower. Can you tell him? I've got someone waiting to do a true crime and I'm like, he'll be 10 minutes. He's just doing his driveway.
Yeah.
Let's all wait for John.
The rooster, does that ever get featured in the Australian True Crime podcast?
No, because the rooster goes off early, obviously, and I don't work early. But I quite like the sound of the rooster, weirdly, and I love the cockatoos and all that. But also I know that John, I can knock on his door. Do you remember when I needed new plates on my car and they had those anti-theft screws and all that? And I couldn't get them off. Who did I go to? John.
Yeah.
John's got power tools. John came over, just did the whole thing for me. So I'm like, that's give and take of neighbours, guys.
Totally. That's who you want.
I'll take the leaf blower because I know John is there to help if ever I need anything.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next secret, I farted in a lift with the CEO and it was really loud.
Wow.
I thought I was alone when I let it rip. Doors open, CEO walks in, total silence. I tried to cough to cover the sound, which I don't know how you'd do that.
Oh, I've done it. I've tried it.
Show us that cough. I don't know if that's going to work though with in the background. Like they're very different sounds.
And also, as we've discussed, you never know what the sound's going to be until it's happening too.
Yeah.
So to try and it's...
I'd already made direct eye contact with her.
Oh my God.
She said, "Well, good morning." I said nothing, just got off on the wrong floor and waited 5 minutes to avoid her.
Well, good morning. That lady's hilarious. Oh, good on her. And then, oh gosh, that's brilliant. It's a lot going on, isn't it? It's like you've farted just as the doors are opening. It's your boss. She goes, "Well, good morning." You go.
But I do get the getting off on the wrong level as well. As like if there's a moment where you just got to go, "Fuck this shit." Everything's just going out of the. I can't control this.
You go, "This is me."
Just get out.
Get off.
Recalibrate.
Regroup.
On bloody some random person's level.
Yep.
The receptionist is looking at you like, "What the fuck's going on?" Don't worry about it.
It's fine. Yep. In my case, text Donna.
Just farted, mate, in front of the CEO.
I just farted in front of the CEO and she said, "Good morning." I'm like, ah.
This is the thing, though. CEOs, they're just people.
I am one.
They fart too. Right. So the thing is, you're a CEO. And you're a farter.
So, I mean, I could do a diary of a CEO. What's stopping me? I am a CEO. And I could start keeping a diary. What's stopping me, guys? Yeah. So, I mean, direct your CEO questions at me.
Okay.
I'm not saying the diary of a CEO, but I could do a diary of a CEO.
So why are you a farter?
I'm not. You know that. I'm very inhibited. Let's say I was about to step into a lift.
If I farted in your lift.
Okay, I was gonna use Matthew, but I'll use you. Say I got into the lift and just as I got in, you farted and went at the same time. I'd like to think.
Should I get out?
No, I'd like to think that you and I have a relationship where you wouldn't feel the need to get out at a separate floor. Firstly, because I know...
We're going to level 12, right? So we've got a long trip up there. Should I say to you, "I'm really sorry about this"?
No, you and
I are in a situation here.
Okay. And you and I are clearly in a situation here. I feel as though in my leadership capacity, it's up to me to say that. I feel like as a leader, it's up to me to say, "Okay, Simon, There's no doubting you and I are in a situation here.
We've got to travel together. We're going to have to travel together.
Now, either you resign or don't try and get off on another floor, Simon. You and I both know we don't have offices on any of these floors. You and I both know that. We know we have one small facility on one floor. We both know we don't know any of these people. So either you resign or we just learn to live with what's happened. And I believe that all of that was contained in that lady's, well, good morning. I think she was meaning all of those things.
Oh, yeah, good times. All right. How do you file our Farty McGee?
As a CEO, I file that as perfectly understandable on everybody's behalf.
Totally.
Well done, everyone.
Here's our first audio secret for today.
Michelle and Bags, can we be real? People can post anonymously in the chat, in the group.
Yes.
And I decided to leave feedback for a secret that was shared that left me feeling quite uncomfortable, and I was muted. Can we be real? Let's open it up for discussion. When people express thoughts of wishing their children having good sex under their roof is creepy. It's not okay. That opens up so many more questions, and I know that there are people in this group that feel the same. I think it's absolutely weird. You can have these thoughts, but some thoughts shouldn't be shared. I mean, can we be real here? Let's not mute people for having a differing opinion. Yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm getting the attitude. Yeah, cool.
Now
I'm hearing that.
Yeah, and so to explain that one, that would be what Facebook does. If a comment goes up that it decides, that could be a bit toxic or whatever, it will just mute it, right?
Is this an algorithm issue?
It could be an algorithm issue, and so usually what will happen is I'll go into the back end and then I have to I have to release some comments every now and then. So now if I've missed that,
that makes sense. I know.
So sometimes it might be frustrating that your comment doesn't get up. So know that Facebook is looking for, like toxic wording. So if you're trying to get a comment out there, if it doesn't go up there the first time, reword it. Jump on ChatGPT, guys, like I do, and just get it reworded so that it softens it and you get your message across still.
There you go. So
that would be the way to get around that.
Out.
Well, you need to chill out. I get it, mate. Wouldn't you be frustrated if you're like, I swear I commented on this page and it's not there?
I get that, but also, I suppose I don't get it because I don't comment on things. But
you're in the bloody group. You're always. Imagine if one of your comments didn't make it up there. But
I don't go back to check if it's still there. But I will say this
on
Instagram. Do you, darling? Thanks. On Instagram, I know that sometimes I'll say I'm looking at my own post.
And some are hidden.
Yeah, and I see all these comments and then it goes hidden posts, unhide them. And usually they're saying nothing to me. I'm like,
exactly. It's decided, this is a comment that has to be hidden from everybody. But sometimes it's not even that bad. So nothing, it's not doing that from a place of like we're trying to not let you comment through or anything like that.
No, and I suppose I am getting defensive. I do get defensive when I'm called a hypocrite. I don't like that because I'm not one. So when somebody comes at me with attitude going, oh, well, it's called Can We Be Real? So can we be real? Blah, blah, blah. I have struggled to, keep myself in check because my attitude back is to match that attitude. That's my instinct.
You can do that.
I should go, okay, Bags has probably got a really good explanation for this. But what happened then was my ego decided to match your ego, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and my ego.
How's your ego going?
Oh, it gets hit. It does. It gets a pounding.
It's a real ego
it's a bruiser
situation.
But I understand from the listener's point of view who's putting in time to listen to the podcast, if they want to get their words out there and they feel like they're not getting heard, completely understand. I don't think this person was saying anything bad.
Did you not hear the last couple of seconds?
Well, they were angry. But they weren't. I think they were trying to get their message out there and trying to argue.
They were trying to say that we muted their comment because we disagreed with it.
It wasn't you or I.
No.
It was a algo Facebook situation.
Yeah.
But we would normally let shit through. And also, if I missed it and it was up late, it's because I didn't check it.
Yeah. We don't do that.
We don't do that. We also don't have the time.
I wouldn't even know it's there, love. And, I mean, it would have to be pretty offensive for us to say to each other, should we...
Have you seen the stuff in that group? There's not much
that we... That's so true, it's not we're clearly not deleting stuff.
Yeah.
But I think even if... I would be tempted if somebody got on there and went... And really was offensive about this lady who'd left the secret.
Yeah.
If you got in there and went, oh, she's a disgrace, she's a bad parent, she's this and that, I still wouldn't delete it. I think I'd feel more inclined to leave a comment saying, come on, you know, we all parent differently. I don't like people turning on each other.
What do you think she was trying to say about that secret?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, we can never know.
No,
unless she gets it through.
If you go into your delete, your
and find one of those things,
we might find her.
Yeah.
From whenever it was. But obviously she didn't like it and she reckons, and heaps of people in the group didn't like it. Okay.
Okay. Well, hopefully you feel better now that you got that out in the open. How do you file a bit of feedback like that? But I want to remind you that you did start Feedback Friday.
Did?
And it really seems like it's piling on me at the moment.
It is a bit. Although you've got an excellent excuse for this one. How would I file that? Be careful. Just be careful sometimes with your outrage. And just know that A, maybe it's not really that outrageous. B, maybe there's a good excuse, good reason.
I mentioned this on a few episodes ago. I feel like there's a little bit of outrage going on at the moment with just things being difficult for people, right? And so maybe they
in the world or on Facebook?
In the world, in traffic.
That is Facebook, if that's what you're worried
and so there seems to be a lot of just anger sometimes going around over things that maybe aren't worth it.
I think, well, the outrage machine's been, ramping up for years. But yeah, I think social media has turned everybody into outrage monitors, like just always looking for something to be outraged about. And
are you outraged?
No.
You're not outraged. You haven't got the time to be outraged.
And also...
When was the last time you were outraged?
Boy... when my SBS bloody app wasn't working and I was trying to watch Alone Australia.
Did you throw your remote?
No, I wasn't that outraged. I just restarted the TV.
Yeah, right.
And watched it. I don't think I've ever been... Have I been outraged?
Have you ever kicked a bin before?
Good joke.
That wasn't a joke.
We know someone who kicked a bin once and it was hilarious. No, I'm not a bin kicker. I never had a kick the bin moment. Threatened to in many radio studios as a joke. I'm going to kick a bin in a minute. But I never have. No, I'm not. And I notice it and it annoys me. Even, I'm scrolling Reddit and I see somebody just outraged about Katy Perry kissing the ground after her flight. I'm like, oh, fucking who cares? Like, I get that space flight was dumb, but, Chapel Roan might have pushed a lady on a red carpet. Are you joking? Who cares? The search for outrage.
When you got off the flight today, did you kiss the ground?
I did not.
Why not?
Oh, I'm an idiot.
You're not inspired by Katy Perry?
No. I actually am starting to feel sorry for her because I'm like, get off her back. Yes, she's a cheeseburger. She's an absolute
she's
goofball.
A kook. But she's kooky. She's always been kooky. Yeah.
It's not outrageous. This poor girl.
She's having a bit of fun.
Yeah, she cops it for everything. But, I think it's also maybe I'm more aware because Louis, my son, is so into the pop girls and TikTok. So he's always he's outraged at the outrage.
But I also know, just with Katy Perry kissing the ground there are a lot of people that have a little ritual before they get on a plane and when they get off the plane.
Really?
To be like, okay, we're all good. As in, it's like a good luck thing to go on a flight. I know some people touch the side of the plane before they go on.
Seen that, yeah.
So isn't this just Katy Perry doing it, or she did it once?
No, look, it was very performative, and that's one of those words that people love to use. Oh, you're just performative and all that, but who cares?
Well, she's a performer.
She's a performer, exactly. She's actually a performer. So, and who cares? Who fucking cares? And yes, they had a shit flight. It was 11 minutes, and Gail was there, and who cares? And they could have spent their money feeding Yemen. Yeah, but they wouldn't. Like Jeff Bezos doesn't want to feed Yemen. It's not his bag. So it's not like them going to space means that kids in Yemen are starving. Separate issues. Who cares? I do care about the kids of Yemen, obviously, but who cares about the space flight? Don't care.
Don't care. All right. How do you file that one?
I think I just did.
Bit of feedback.
I remember I said be careful.
You used to be. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Let's get into our next audio secret.
So I'm 37 years old, married, 3 kids, and I don't know about anyone else this age, but the last year or so, I am so fucking horny, I do not know what to do about it. My husband can't keep up with me. He's telling me I'm a sex addict and whatnot, so I'm just like, oh well, fuck off then. So my secret is I am fucking a married man who also has 3 kids. Our kids go to the same school, and I have known him for about 30 years. He was my childhood boyfriend. Anyway, look, I know this is really wrong, but the sex is, I'm talking deep, up against the wall, choke me sex. We've been meeting in hotel rooms on our days off, and oh my God, it's amazing. Anyway, I just had to tell someone, no one knows. Bye.
Oh, you bitch. So jealous. We definitely need Rajesh. Hang on, I'll just WhatsApp him, because we definitely need an I'm jealous folder.
Because there's 2 secrets over the last few weeks that you've got to put in there.
There we go. That I am jealous. Look, I get, okay, morally, everyone's married, not great. But, yeah, you know, I was a bit about this age, a little bit older than this age, when I was in the same boat and I got rid of the husband and had sex with lots of randos. Now, do I advise that? Yes. But also...
But you got rid of the husband.
I did.
This sounds like this lady's not getting rid of the husband.
Well, they're not that easy to get rid of. You'd be amazed how bloody hard they can be to get rid of.
Why are they hard to get rid of?
Oh.
Can't you just say, see ya?
See ya. I tried that. Look, they can take a bit of shifting. But also you've got kids, so sometimes your kids want them to stay. It's complicated. But I have got to... I keep meaning to play you this clip and I keep forgetting, so we'll put it in here. There's this great show called Motherhood. It's a British comedy show. It's a few years old now. It is so funny, I can't even tell you, and so real. And it's just about this group of mums from school. They're all the school mums. And one of them's a single mum, and she just... I think one of the other mums says basically what you're saying, I'm just so horny. Like it's all I can think about. And this single mum goes, it's because you're premenopausal. Your body just wants everyone to get it pregnant. And I thought... That's what happened. Yes, there's definitely a period in my life where I just was really focused on that. And it's a comedy show, but it's one of those things I heard that really changed my life. I was like, oh my God, no one tells you about that. No one tells you when you're going into menopause, when your body goes, okay, last chance. Everybody come and get me pregnant. Let's go.
So this makes sense for men in their 20s.
Yeah.
That's why we're out there in the nightclubs dancing to Pitbull.
With middle-aged ladies.
Because that's with the age where they're just looking to just get it out
right.
there.
But men by that age...
But then they hit 40 and they're like, I'm done with Pitbull,
sperm
guys.
count's lowering. They don't have that biological primitive impetus to impregnate people. They've probably already done it.
They become an older lion.
Yeah.
Just walking around going...
A scrawny old lion with those big sad old balls and that mangy coat. Yeah. So in a way it's perfect because, you know, the ladies get out and about and the young fellas are up for that. Yeah. And the young fella, as we've discussed, the young guys love it because they don't want to impregnate a lady. And usually, even though our body's saying get pregnant, our brain knows how to prevent that from happening because we never want that to happen again. So it actually all works out perfect. Nature is beautiful.
Works its way, yeah.
Nature is beautiful, yeah.
All right.
So I have to say to this lady, be careful. I'm filing it under, okay, we're going to have to get a duplicate of that. I'll just let Rajesh know. And we'll file that under I love it. But be careful. Oh, no,
I'm jealous.
I'm in triplicate. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
But be careful because you don't want to wreck it. I mean, this is such a wonderful but precarious situation. It could go wrong in so many ways. But I don't want it to because I think you're living the dream.
I'd love to know in the closed Facebook group as well, if that age group that you mentioned is the same for you, 37, 38, that's around that time? At that time?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's the same, if there's people in the closed Facebook group that are having this same kind of vibe going on in their relationship.
Late 30s to late 40s. It seems like a big span.
That's
but
the window.
All of our bodies are different, so they all work differently.
Right.
Here's another reason why it's hard to get rid of your husband, because divorce is expensive. So a lot of people just, that's real. That's real, and
People
it's
are just
true.
hanging in there.
You're going to lose your house.
Yeah.
You're going to both lose the house, probably. Yeah. Very few people get to keep a house when you get divorced. So, if you can
And do you mean as in the not the physical house, but the home that they've created?
All of
they've got to divide that,
yeah.
and then all that kind of gear. So it's got to turn something that's been built out of love into a financial asset. I'm not even worried about the love part.
I'm just actually worried about the asset and about the fact that
it just gets divided, doesn't it?
Yeah, but neither of you are going to get a house as good as that then. You know what I mean? Like, you got to halve the proceeds or whatever, or one of you has to buy the other one out. So life...
It gets shitter.
It gets shitter for ages.
But then it can get better.
It will, but I'm just saying if you can avoid that shit bit. And the fact is...
How can you... Okay, well then this is the thing. How can you... Or what's the path of least resistance in a divorce, do you think?
Here's my dream scenario for this lady.
Yeah.
She keeps rooting her old mate.
No, this is not a good idea.
No, hear me out till I get to the end. This is my dream. She keeps rooting her old mate for the next, I'm going to say, 8 to 10 years, right? Her husband's relieved because he thinks she's a sex maniac. She's driving him mad. He's suddenly going, God, it's so great. I can go home overnight, watch TV, just watch a bit of Top Chef and go to bed. It's the dream scenario. And so we do that for about 10 years, and then she gets over sex a bit.
Oh, right.
Then she's gone through menopause. Maybe she gets to the other end. Maybe she doesn't, but maybe she gets to the other end and goes, okay,
I still love you.
That was great.
Yeah.
We got through that really hard patch of life together. Let's go back to our partners. And so her husband's still at home. He hasn't shifted from the couch in about 8 years. So and
then they can start wearing backpacks and going to Rome on retired holidays.
Then they go to North Face, they buy a gilet each, and they go to Tassie for a holiday, and they just become old together. That's my dream for this lady. Yeah. You never have to, separate your assets.
Okay, maybe this needs to be like
a thing.
A thing.
I suspect it is in some countries. I think
get married, but understand that there's going to be this window where you need to kind of keep it pretty. You need some variety, right?
And your sexuality changes, but not at the same pace.
Yeah.
So if you still really want sex and your partner doesn't, I don't think you should have to live without.
Do you think in 1,000 years from now, they're going to be looking back going, so they used to get married, right?
I know.
And they used to just stay with the one person for the entire time, right? And then if they fucked up in that was like seen as like this bad thing, right? But then now everyone's like, they're still doing this like life partner situation, right?
Well, I think our life partners will be robots.
Neil.
Yeah, Neil. So I can just reprogram Neil and go... Geez, I'm really into sex at the moment, Neil.
Fuck me. I don't know about that.
That's the prompt. Yeah. That's the prompt that I have to type into Neil. But then maybe, I go through a period when I'm really tired and I go, not into it at the moment, Neil. Just make me some tea and, that stuff.
And talk to me about?
Read me a book.
Read you a book like you're a kid in bed?
No, I like audiobooks. So I've just realised that the time will come when I'll say to Neil...
Would he sit on a chair next to you?
He'll sit wherever I want, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Neil will sit wherever I say. He'll sit on the floor. He'll lie under the bed if that's where I say he has to be. That's the beauty of Neil. So I think that's what will happen. Because people got married 2,000 years ago, remember? But they only lived to be
35.
40. Yeah, 35, 40. So they never even women never hit their sexual peaks. Oh, God, that's so depressing, isn't it? Anyway.
All right. That is it for today. If you've got a secret you want to share it in the podcast, all you have to do is go to the link in the bio. You can also write them into us as well. We'll catch you again tomorrow.